Star Trek Enterprise Season 4 finale and why fans still hate Captain Archer's final episode explained. Few finales in Star Trek history inspire the kind of long-burning resentment reserved for Star Trek. Enterprise's final episode. These are the voyages. It's been years, countless rewatches, and more than a few impassioned convention panels later, and fans are still mad. Not disappointed. Not conflicted. Mad. And not because Enterprise didn't deserve to end, but because Captain Jonathan Archer deserved better. Season 4 of Enterprise had pulled off something remarkable. After a rocky first 2 seasons and a tonal reset in Season 3, the show finally figured out what it wanted to be. A thoughtful prequel that respected canon while expanding it. Under Manny Coto's guidance, Enterprise became confident, serialized, and unapologetically Star Trek, which makes its finale sting all the more. Because right when Archer and crew earned their victory lap, the show swerved and never recovered. Season 4 was Enterprise at its absolute best. To understand why the finale hurt so much, you have to remember how good Enterprise Season 4 actually was. This was the season of multi-episode arcs that felt novel for Star Trek at the time. The Vulcan Reformation storyline deepened Trek's most iconic species. The Andorian-Tellarite conflict finally paid off decades of lore. Even controversial ideas, like explaining Klingon ridges, were handled with surprising care. For the first time, Enterprise didn't feel like it was chasing past shows. It felt like it was building toward the future. Captain Archer, in particular, had grown. Gone was the impulsive, sometimes petulant commander of early episodes. In his place stood a leader learning how to balance idealism with responsibility, slowly becoming the kind of statesman who could help birth the Federation. Everything was lining up for a finale about foundations, legacy, and Archer's place in history. Instead, fans got the next generation fan fiction. The Riker problem. When Enterprise stopped being its own show, the most common criticism of These Are the Voyages is also the simplest. It isn't really an Enterprise episode. The story is framed as a holodeck simulation run by Commander William Riker during TNG's The Pegasus. Jonathan Archer's supposed final mission is filtered entirely through Riker's curiosity and moral dilemma. The Enterprise crew aren't the protagonists, they're historical NPCs. This framing immediately alienated fans. After 4 seasons with Archer, T'Pol, Trip, Phlox, and the rest, viewers didn't want a nostalgic crossover. They wanted closure. Instead, the finale felt like a guest appearance in someone else's show. It also shrank Enterprise's importance. Rather than ending on a defining moment for Archer, like his speech at the founding of the Federation, the series finale turned him into background flavor for Riker's character development. For a prequel about humanity's first steps into the galaxy, that choice felt painfully small. Trip Tucker's death. Shock without meaning. If the Riker framing angered fans, Trip Tucker's death is what pushed many over the edge. Trip didn't die heroically in a way that reshaped history. He didn't sacrifice himself to save Archer or secure peace. He died abruptly, mid-episode, in a way that felt less like tragedy and more like narrative bookkeeping. The show didn't earn the moment, and worse, it didn't explore the fallout. For a character who had been the emotional heart of Enterprise, the guy who laughed loudest, loved hardest, and suffered openly, Trip's death felt cruel and unnecessary. Fans weren't upset because Star Trek killed a character. They were upset because it killed one without purpose. Subsequent novels quietly reckon Trip's death, which tells you everything you need to know about how even official canon-adjacent material recognized the misstep. Archer's final episode doesn't feel like Archer's,